wydają szczypeczki z jabłka, moje pocieszenie. Liczę od dwora moje pocieszenie. Liczę od dwora moje pocieszenie. Liczę od dwora. I got all polka from the free sock Polka. We're going to put Jody on the polka now. One called Hoya, yes, Jamoya. Send this out to Betty Marengo. Betty, eat my leftover Golonki Marengo, who's not paying attention. I can say whatever I want, she's not even listening.
Especially for Betty.
Oh, so you got to be mild, that's how it works.
Hello out there in Polka Land. Tom Bonovich, and good show this morning from Elyria, Ohio, and definitely that RBO CD is a keeper, I would say. So I hope you're having a Polka next weekend. Maybe one of these days we'll run into you at one of these events. And say hi to Helen Bobak out there from the Lehigh Valley. Helen and Dan, I hope you both are having a Polka nice weekend. Jerry and I are out here in Cleveland, Ohio. Our third day here at St. Stan's in Cleveland, Ohio. Today they have a group called Polka Bums. Yeah, Polka Bums. It's a group of Cleveland musicians doing a really good job. Thanks for joining us as always. Always great to see you and Dana online with us.
Jody Matty on the vocal with a hoya, hoya.
And we're here at the St. Stan's Church and also their social center. St. Stan's here in Cleveland, St. Stanislaus actually, is celebrating their 150th Jubilee year of existence. And they run an annual parish festival, Polish Fest here, every October right around Jinky time. And the group that's playing today are 7 Cleveland area musicians. Some play with other bands besides the Bums. The gentleman on clarinet sax is Jody Matty from Jody Matty's Uptown Sound. And we'll be seeing them next week in the Roseland Ballroom in New York Mills, New York, closer to home base for us. On the concertina is Troy Goblock. And if you've seen the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars in action, well, you've seen Troy. He plays with them. And he also works with the Uptown Sound.
Zaśpiewa, a ja
We'll do a good old standard here, one called the Oidana Polka. Join us, sing along. We'll send this out to Jerry and Jerry, who've come all the way from New York to spend the whole weekend here at the St. Stanislaus Festival. How about a round of applause for them? All the way from New York. One called the Oidana Polka. Jody Manny on the vocal. We're going to call a special guest up now. We got a special guest vocalist. She's the only thing that makes us look good, sound good, hell, probably smell good. Anna Stepecki's going to come up and sing a few for you.
I want to say hi to Mike Lopka out there. And thanks for joining us, Mike, today. This is the third day at St. Stanislaus Church here in Cleveland, Ohio, celebrating their Jubilee year of 150 years. And this is their annual parish festival or Polish festival. Right now, going around what they call Dożynki time. That's the harvest. And we have on the bandstand a group of local Cleveland musicians. They go by the names the Bums. They're a polka jam band. And pretty good sound so far. Definitely enjoying our time here. This festival was 3 days. Had Stacy and the New Tones on Friday. Yesterday, Ponfronic. The Polka Towners came in from Michigan. So three 3 days with some
And I was going to sing one
really
here
good
with Joe,
music.
the Obedic time for all you Obedic dancers, one called In the Afternoon.
And they have a guest vocalist up here. Her name is Anna.
We'll stand side by side, sing here comes the rain on a sunny afternoon. In the afternoon, someday real soon, I will on our wedding day, the toss rise away on a sunny afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Say hi out there, AJ Wanyo. AJ, it's great seeing you online with us. Jerry and I are here in Cleveland, Ohio at the St. Stanislaus
We're going to sing another one here.
Parish Festival.
What's called the Never Ending Love Polka.
They're celebrating a 150-year Jubilee celebration.
And we're going to send this out to everybody. Raise your hand if you're a
Church's
member of the Cleveland
existence,
Polka
and every year
Association. All the
they
Cleveland Polka
do a
Association.
Doshiki
Quite a few.
Harvest
Oh,
Fest,
yeah, that's true.
and it's a 3-day festival. We've been here
Starting at the first of the
Friday,
year.
Friday, Saturday, and today's the last
our
day of
new
the festival.
president for the Cleveland Polka Association, Dennis Lepecki.
And AJ, this group is a polka jam band. They call themselves Polka Bums. And they're comprised of Cleveland area musicians.
After all this time we've been alone, we're gonna love one another, live for each other from now on. You'll be mine, and I'll be yours all of the time. I've got a never-ending love for you, and from now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I had a never-ending love for you. I've got a never-ending love for you, and from now on, that's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I had a never-ending love for you. After all this time of living alone, we're gonna love one another, live for each other from now on. You'll be mine, and I'll be yours all of the time. I've got a never-ending love for you, and from now on, that's all I want to do. So from the first time we met, I knew I have a never-ending love for you.
Wow, the Polka bombs!
And it's Lepecki, everybody. The only thing that makes us look good.
Pretty decent crowd for Sunday. I know the Cleveland Browns have a bye week, so you would think there might be more people.
Well, it's a
here
tough act to
on
follow,
Sunday.
but I'm gonna try. I think I've had enough since
Pretty well packed yesterday.
To sing Wine and Roses Waltz for all your waltz dancers out
Had a
there.
really good crowd also on Friday. Yesterday there wasn't a seat to be had here in the hall.
Przecież będziesz mieczyło mi, spotkamy dzisiaj się. A ty ludzie, a ty usta, wina smak. Ten wieczór jest nasz i tylko nasz. A ty ludzie, Czas nas odeszła i wieczór zawsze trwa. Wieczór będzie the Wine and Roses Waltz.
And let's say hi right now to David Dombrowski out there in western Pennsylvania, joining us here on the Facebook Live feed from St. Stan's Church for their annual parish festival, Polish Fest. And the church here in Cleveland is celebrating their Jubilee celebration of 150 years here in Cleveland. Dave, I hope you and the family are having a organized weekend. We've been here all weekend. We were here Friday with Stacy and the Newtones, and yesterday with Ponfronic and the Polka dancers. And today we've got the Polka Bums doing a great job, actually. All these local area Cleveland musicians getting together. There's like 7 of them up there. It's kind of like the reverse of the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. You got 1 concertina and 2 accordions going, where the Concertina All-Stars usually have as many as 3 concertinas and 1 accordion. We got a fellow Western Pennsylvanian joining us here right now. Good seeing you back online with us, Wayne Doptis. Here's the Bums. Doing a good job. They really are. I'm enjoying their musical stylings today. And the funny part is we're going to see two of these guys next week in our own area when they're playing with Joey Matty's Uptown Sound. They're going to get sick and tired of seeing us. Want to give a shout out, Jared and Wayne?
Yeah, hello again there, Wayne. Good to see you on, as always.
And also Dave Dombrowski.
Hey, Dave Dombrowski, good to see you on, and we hope to see you again real soon at one of the events that Ray J's playing at. You know.
All right, it's almost dance contest time here in a few moments, but we are going to do some national anthems before then. Mary says if you don't do national anthems, I'm going to boot you out of your tie-dye. So we got to do them. Here comes the boss. Which one are we doing first, Larry? All right, we would like to acknowledge all the veterans here today. If you are a veteran in the gymnasium today, please stand up. If you are a veteran, please stand up. That counts you two on my left and my right here. If you're a veteran, come up here. Larry's got a flag for you. Veterans, please come up front.
To see all the veterans coming up.
All the veterans come up here. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, National Guard, and Air Force.
So we got another veteran joining us. That's good.
Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła, kiedy żyjemy. Solna noc się oddziela, siadło będziemy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za twoim cię młodym, złączę cię z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za twoim cię młodym, złączę cię z narodem.
through the night with the light from above, over the mountains, to the prairies, through the ocean, oh, I would go. My home, sweet home, oh God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's hear it for these wonderful, wonderful, courageous veterans. Let's hear it for them. Come on. Give them a round of applause.
Remember, if it wasn't for the veterans, we wouldn't be here.
And now I invite you, anybody who wants, to come up and congratulate these guys. Come up and shake hands. Thank them for their service. We invite you to come. So everybody come on up. Everybody's welcome.
I want to say hi, Donna Malinowski up there in upstate New York. And
all right, come on, everybody, don't be shy. These guys deserve a handshake, a hug, a kiss,
you and
whatever you
Ed are
can.
both having a wonderful polka weekend. I'm going to break
You don't
from
have
here
to know
right
them, they're
now.
all your friends.
They performed the ceremony last night as well. We're going to drop off right now. Anybody that joined us late during the video here, you can go back and watch the video from the beginning. And
All right, we're going to
we'll
do
be
one
back.
more, and we're going to have our polka dance contest.